Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the video. So in this video, I'm going to be going over my top 5 stocks that I'm buying right now in November 2020. I never got to make that November top 3 stock video, so I'm going to add 2 extra to make up for it. So top 5 stocks, November 2020. A lot of these are long-term plays. The market's absolutely crazy right now, but I do have some high conviction, longer-term trades that I think will have massive gains in the future. So without further ado, let's get into the first stock. So first off, the market as a whole has been acting very, very weird lately. So it seems like there's 2 sectors that are going back and forth of the upside. So first off, we got the travel stocks. That was obviously popped on Monday with the huge vaccine news. This is absolutely massive for all travel. And then we got the tech stocks. Those dumped huge on Monday and Tuesday. And then on Wednesday and today we got the bounce back. So what am I buying right now and what's my plan moving forward? So on Monday and Tuesday, I was loading up on the tech names. We also had some earnings plays this week that I held through. We had Rocket, we had Huya, and we had Corsair Gaming. So far, all good performers this week. But I have been buying some new stocks that I think have some huge opportunities with this vaccine news and in the future. So let's talk about the first stock that I'm buying in November of 2020. So the first stock that I'm loving as a buy right now, this is a longer term play, Spirit Airlines, ticker symbol SAVE. This is my favorite airline to buy because it has the best value in my personal opinion and the most upside. So on Monday, we saw this stock pop about 25%. While other airlines are popping around 10 to 15%, such as Southwest popped about 9.5%. SAVE has these huge moves and it's just so undervalued compared to history. So we can see pre-pandemic, it was trading at $47.50. As of right now, it's trading at $18.11, even after this vaccine news. So when we got the vaccine news, this stock popped up to $22. Since then, it's dropped $4, and now it's sitting almost where it was when we first got the vaccine news. So you can see on this chart, I drew this line, it's a little bit crooked, but you can see that it has dumped almost all the way back to where it was sitting. Now I think this is a massive buy right now and a hold for 6 months to 1 year. So traveling is going to be absolutely massive in 2021. People have been cooped up in their homes for the longest time in 2020, and they're just going to be dying to go on vacations, go see friends and family that live where they got to travel on airlines. And Spirit Airlines, for those who don't know, this is the cheap airlines. This is where you go if you want a cheap ticket. Some of these tickets are like $50 round trip. And next year, if there's a huge travel demand, Spirit's going to be able to raise their rock bottom prices to even higher, raise their profit margins. Just because they're already sitting so low, they're going to have the most upside for profit margin. And like I was saying earlier, when I want to trade an airline, I want to get into the highest upside airline. And the highest upside airline, in my opinion, is SAVE for those reasons that I just said. Alright, so next up, the next stock that I'm buying is another recovery/vaccine play. This is Carnival Cruise Line, ticker symbol CCL. So kind of like Spirit Airlines, this is one of the most reactive travel stocks, as it popped about 30% on the vaccine news. After that, since then, it's been dumping all the way back down almost to the level that is at. It's now trading at $14.93. I'm sure a lot of you guys know this stock's past, as it's sitting before the pandemic, $51.94. So, like I was saying, 2021, in my opinion, is going to be a huge travel year as long as the vaccine gets out and everything goes smoothly. We may have a rough end of 2020, but after that, this stock is bound to absolutely take off. My price target, my guess on this price for the end of 2021, let's call it January of 2022, I would expect this stock to be around $30 to $35 or around that price as long as everything goes smoothly. Carnival is a very solid all-around fundamental company before the pandemic hit. Now they are going to have to raise some money. Be prepared for all of these airlines, these cruise lines, all of these travel stocks. We have to expect that these stocks will start diluting shares. They'll have a lot of offerings to raise money because they have gone so much in debt. But they do have a lot of cash on hand at the same time. So expect offerings. Do not panic sell when you see an offering that is going to be normal going forward. I would expect we get multiple offerings for each one of these airline and cruise companies in 2021 or in 2020 if these stocks do pop. So be aware of that. If you're holding, do not panic sell just because of an offering, because it is overall beneficial to the company. We may get a short-term drop whenever the news gets out, but it's good for the company long-term. Do not worry about offerings unless you're in for a quick trade, because overall it's just good for the business fundamentally. Alright, so we'll take a break from travel stocks before we get back into it. And this next stock that I'm buying in November 2020 is Alibaba, ticker symbol BABA. So taking a look at the chart, we can see that the past couple weeks have been very, very choppy for Alibaba as a company. So the reason this has been dropping so much is because of all the worries about Chinese business regulations, and they potentially have a monopoly. Everybody's saying they're going to get cut in half. No, that's not going to happen. In my opinion, this is not going to affect them at all as a long-term business. It definitely could be some short-term headwinds, could be some lawsuits to get through, but I've heard multiple analysts guys that I trust say that they do not think this will affect Alibaba as a company at all. So Alibaba is at about a 15% discount from highs. They just had their Singles Day, which is essentially the Amazon Prime Day of Alibaba. Alibaba also is not hurt badly by the pandemic and does benefit with all the deliveries and everything like that. It has had a great year, but I think right now is a buying opportunity for a pretty quick bounce. Now I do like this stock a lot long term, but short term this is probably a shorter term trade, maybe a month or so hold as we get a bounce. Once BABA breaks this $270 resistance line, once it breaks that, I expect a very quick move up to 280. Once it breaks the 280 line, I would expect to move back to 300. So this is a stock that's going to move very quickly when it gets going. Now, when does it get going? Is the stock market going to be bearish short term? Who knows? But what I do know is long term, the stock will go up. When it does break 270, it'll run to 280. When it does break 280, it'll run to 300. Boom, take profits there. You can take some profits on the way up, whatever you want. But just a beat down stock, a very solid company all around. They just had some crazy sales for their Singles Day, outranking Amazon in their sales numbers, which is absolutely insane. Only half the market cap as well. And it's just a massive company that should be valued higher in my personal opinion. And technicals look solid when it does start that reversal, and it should run up to $300 after breaking those $270 and $280 resistance lines. Alright guys, next up I got two more travel stocks. I know this travel stocks is getting repetitive, but you gotta play the vibe of the market. And right now what I'm seeing in this market is Monday we got the overreaction sell-off in tech, and the overreaction buys in all of the travel stocks. Since then, we've evened out, and I think we've gone a little bit overboard of the selling of the travel stocks because of the vaccine being 90% successful. That is absolutely huge. That beat all of the analysts, the scientists, that beat all of their expectations. A lot of the expectations were around 50 to 70%. This vaccine was successful 90%, and the market may not be prepared for how successful that is. Now, could the results be skewed? That's always possible, so be aware of that, and watch closely for the mRNA vaccine. That news is due. So if we get 90% on that, I think these travel stocks are going to take off once again. So that's another huge catalyst for these stocks. So the next stock that I'm buying right now is Boeing, ticker symbol BA. This is another stock that I absolutely love the technicals of. So taking a look, we can see that it has not dropped that much since the pop. It popped all the way up to 195. It's now sitting at 177. And before we got any of the news, it was sitting right around 155. So we can say that this has a pretty good size drop, but I am looking for the support balance off of 175 support line. That is where I will reload my position. They're also getting great news overall. They recently issued surprisingly upbeat outlook for Chinese aircraft demand. They're having a bunch of price target raises, and the 737 is set to fly again soon. So great news all around. The demand will come back up when the airlines get going again, and this is just a great travel play. And taking a look at the chart long term, we can see that this stock has a gap up to $220. So right now it's sitting at 177. My personal price target in the next couple months is $220 per share, and I do think we get there, and when this starts moving, it will move very, very quickly. So this is one that I'm loving midterm, and obviously it's a great long-term play as well, as before the pandemic hit, it was above $300. So long-term, it should go back to its previous highs. It could be a couple years from now to get all the way back up to highs, just because the company has had a lot of inner struggles, a lot of issues. You can look back before the pandemic hit, this stock was struggling before then as well. But anyways, the chart looks amazing. Looking at for a run up to $220, and I'm liking this slight pullback as a buying opportunity for the next potential run up. So the final stock I'm going to be talking about in this video is a very high risk, high reward travel play with 3x potential if it bounces all the way back. So taking a look, this is Sabre Corporation, ticker symbol SABR. So this is kind of an Expedia-like business. It has business-to-business travel marketplace, offers travel content such as inventory, prices, and availability from a range of travel suppliers, including airlines, hotels, car rental brands, rail carriers, cruise lines, and more. So essentially, the company is straight up dependent on all of travel. And taking a look at this stock chart, this is absolutely crazy. So we can see before the pandemic hit, this stock was trading at $23 per share. Right now, it's sitting at $8.73. So about a 3x to get back to highs. Now, this is a very quick mover. On Monday, we got that pop up 35% plus, up to around $10 per share. Right now, we're sitting at $8.73. Now, this is one that I would not be surprised. This is a long-term play. I would not be surprised if this hit $20 in January of 2022. So like I was saying before, I think in 2021, once the vaccine gets out and everything, everybody's going to be wanting to travel, and people are going to be traveling as long as the vaccine works and everything goes smoothly. Everybody's going to see family, friends, going to go to concerts, going to go to parties, everything like that. There's just going to be a lot of social activity, a lot of traveling. Sabre is here to benefit off of that. I would not be surprised if we double the amount of traveling in 2021 than we saw in like 2019. The sector that usually has the most traveling is the business sector. Everybody's traveling for business, going to meetings and everything like that. I think there's a very good chance in 2021 that it's mostly vacationing, having a good time, and less of business travel. And that itself, along with a lot of business travel coming back, that could result in a company like Sabre having record revenues for the entire year. So as you guys notice, I am going pretty heavy in travel right now. On Monday, I was buying the dip in tech. Right now, I'm buying the dip in travel, and I'm just going along with what I think the market is going to act on next and all the catalysts upcoming. Now, the virus is getting worse short term, but now we see the light at the end of the tunnel, which is huge. We know that we got this vaccine that's coming, so that itself should instill more investor confidence in the travel plays. Now, we did get that overreaction on Monday, but now I think we're getting an overreaction sell-off, and we're due for a bounce. So I'm buying up these travel plays on this dip, and I do like the potential, long-term potential, a ton for these companies. So anyways, guys, let me comment down below for your top stocks that you're buying in November of 2020. We can all share ideas with each other, just act as a community, help each other out, make some money together. If you're interested in joining the private stock group, the link is down below. I let you know every time I buy and sell a stock. You get to talk with all the members of the community. You can ask me any questions you want. And that's what the stock group is. That's the first link in the description. If you want to get 3 free stocks on Webull, I believe that promotion ends within the next couple of days. So if you want to get your 3 free stocks, I highly recommend you do that. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And let's get rich, baby.